Is YouTube censoring fitness? You know, I find it really interesting. All these YouTube influencers are freaking out. Oh my God, YouTube's going to crack down and they're not going to promote our content. And then you like read the actual guidelines. And so like that's the thing that I always try to tell people is before you freak out, like maybe go read and see what it says. So one, it's apparently just European teens. And then the other thing to it too is that basically it's just going to censor people who are kind of extreme. So like the guys that are like huge and jacked and juiced to the gills and promoting drug use, they're not going to promote that to teenage kids. And I know people are already speaking up. I saw this the other day. I think his name's Colton Red? Colton, whatever his name is. I'm very sorry. He actually did a good video on this and was talking about it. And then someone had commented immediately, I believe in free speech, but this is not a free speech issue, though, because it's teens. So this is no different than how we have movies that are G, PG, PG-13, R, NC-17. There are video games that are not intended for children, okay? There are video games that are intended for teenagers, and then there are video games that are intended for adults. So this isn't like a free speech issue where YouTube is just going to remove your channel for you speaking. They're just simply not going to promote it to teenage kids. I have a hard time being against that. I think that it's actually very tragic. My channel is not for kids. I think it's very tragic that some of these influencers are out there promoting these things. There's a certain individual, I don't want to give him any credit or any exposure whatsoever. Apparently he's very popular on TikTok, and he tells teenage kids that they should be on drugs and tells them where to get them. And, his link is in the bio. Broderick Chavez, everyone's familiar with him, the evil genius guy, says that he started taking steroids at the age of 14, and his only regret is that he didn't start taking them younger and sooner. This is not a good message to send to kids. Now, I don't care what your opinion is on drug use. Whether or not elite level adult professional athletes use or don't use drugs is a different discussion. But I certainly think that all of us can agree, all of us reasonable people can agree, that teenage kids who haven't even been through puberty yet should not be messing around with their hormones. And if you think that this somehow, oh, it's okay because, I'm 15, I just want to point out to people, this is a true story. It's life-changing. When I graduated high school, I was like 5'4", 5'5". And I thought I had been through puberty, and I thought, well, this is it. My dad's 5'5", my mom's like 5'2", so I guess this is as big as I'm going to get. And I went off to college. By the time I got to my senior year, I was 5'10". Okay, so if you take drugs have all kinds of weird hormonal interactions, and those can close your growth plates. I'm very thankful that I'm not 5'5". Okay. But damn, you would have thought I was fully grown at 18, right? I mean, I graduated from high school, I went off to college, and yeah, by the end of my senior year, I was 5'10". So, the point in me sharing this to you is not because this is you'll grow in college. I can't promise you that. But what I can promise you is I can promise you that you're not done growing yet. Whatever way that is, whether it's your bone density or your height or whatever it is, just because you're 18, you're not done growing yet. And just because you hit puberty, maybe you hit puberty at 12 or 13 and, you had a big growth spurt, you still might not be done growing yet. And some research suggests that our brains aren't fully developed till the age of 28. Maybe you don't want to mess with that, So I think that it's a terrible thing that we have people promoting this stuff to kids. I don't think that that's a positive thing. What adults choose to do is a different story, okay? I think that, adults choosing to do anything, actually, for that matter. I don't even care if you like to smoke marijuana or something. I think that that's a different thing. You want to smoke cigarettes. Cigarettes are bad, right? Marijuana, that's the one that's good. If I say you shouldn't smoke marijuana, I'll get backlash. But if I say you shouldn't smoke tobacco, You know, that's one that people will agree on. Because apparently smoking one thing is good, but smoking another thing is bad. So cigarettes. No, you shouldn't be smoking cigarettes. Even if you're 35, you shouldn't be smoking cigarettes. Cigarettes aren't good for you. But you know what? You're an adult. Like, that's your choice. And I don't have anything against you. I don't think less of you because you smoke cigarettes. I don't think I'm better than you because you smoke cigarettes. I don't drink alcohol. Ever. Period. Like, not even like, I have one drink. No, I don't. I've had 0 alcohol since, like, what, 2005? I don't drink alcohol. Ever. I don't think less of you if you have a glass of wine with dinner. I think less of you if you drive drunk. But if you have a beer while you're watching the football game, if you have a glass of wine with dinner, there's nothing wrong with you. I'm not morally superior to you just because I don't drink. I just don't drink. Like, I just don't. There's all kinds of stuff that I don't eat too. I don't eat Doritos. I don't, you know, whatever. I don't think less of you if you do. There's nothing wrong with you. Maybe you like Brussels sprouts. I don't eat Brussels sprouts. You want to know why I don't eat Brussels sprouts? Because I don't like them. I don't think less of you if you like eating Brussels sprouts. So, you know, people make their decisions. But like I said, I don't think that this is the big deal that people are blowing out of proportion. Oh, YouTube's going to stop promoting fitness. No, they're not. That's not what they said at all. When I read the guidelines, they're basically going to start filtering things so that people who put out information that's kind of extreme, it's at the edge there, isn't going to be promoted in the algorithm to teenagers. Not that it isn't going to be promoted in the algorithm. I'm sure it'll be promoted in the algorithm. It's very popular. Derek Moore Plates More Dates. But they're not going to promote Derek Moore Plates More Dates to teenage kids. And it's only teenage kids in Europe. Because here in the US, apparently it's okay. Whatever. Anyways, that's it. I mean, I took the time to actually read it. It's not nearly the big deal that people are making out to be. It's not the, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, end of the world or end of YouTube fitness. This is not a big deal. So, whatever. I do understand that the big channels are probably upset because they're not going to get the same traction because they love getting those kids. But, you know, I mean, if that's what you want, then just change your content. Like, it is that simple. Just stop talking about drugs, stop promoting drugs, and you'll probably get promoted in the algorithm anyways. So, there you guys have it.